President Trombley, the assembly is gathered. The ceremony may now begin.
Please be seated. Welcome on this beautiful, perfect graduation day. It doesn't matter what the weather outside is doing. Inside, there is warmth in our hearts and in our thoughts. And to the graduating class, our last graduating class of this decade, you have my congratulations. Please join me in giving all of you a round of applause. I welcome you, your families, your friends, relatives, and all of those who cannot be here with us today. I welcome all of you to this ceremony via our webcast. Today is a day of joy and celebration and accomplishment. We've seen advances in our world over this last decade, the decade that you entered into your graduate and undergraduate careers. We've seen advances in society, medicine, and technology that we could not have imagined 10 years ago. Doctors now have the ability to print 3D organs, and they have begun using stem cells in the treatment of HIV. Elon Musk has privatized space travel through SpaceX. Self-driving cars are being tested and produced all around the world. The internet is faster than ever, and devices keep getting smaller. The rise of streaming has changed the way that we consume television, music, and movies. The days of CDs and Napster seem so far away. Social media is an industry and will become likely a major. And can someone please explain TikTok to me? I'm not hip anymore. The world and time in which we live is not slowing down. In fact, it's speeding up. But this is exactly what we have prepared you for, graduates. We have prepared you for your lives and your careers after your formal education has reached its end. You are equipped for all that is yet to come, all that lies ahead, and for everything that is yet to be discovered. The University of Bridgeport has had a long and storied history of innovation and excellence. And today you graduate with classmates both near and far. Wherever you call home, you have found your home in us, the University of Bridgeport, and you will always be, in a short while, graduates, and we will always be your alma mater. Class of 2019, here's a little bit about you. 66% of our undergraduates and 57% of the graduate students are female. 36% of you are the first in your family to graduate from college. Let's have a round of applause. Graduates of color compose 57% of our undergraduates and 32% of our graduate students. You come from 17 states, as far away as Washington, California, and Hawaii. 67% of our undergraduates here today and 62% of our graduate students are from here, our home state of Connecticut. We're applauding for Connecticut. I like that. The nutmeg state. You come from 34 countries, including Bosnia, Haiti, Japan, Mongolia, and Uruguay. One of you is moving on to become a research fellow at MIT. Several of you are moving on and entering the MBA program here at UB. One of you has obtained a position at LogicSource, a sourcing and procurement firm. And one of you will be starting your new role as an accountant. Many of you have juggled the demands of school with full-time jobs, family, children, elderly parents, grandparents, or any of the other stars in the vast constellation in which you have your personal galaxy. You've made sacrifices to make it to this graduation day, and this truly marks a chapter, the ending of one part of your life and the start of the next. I've always said that an education begins with a dialogue between students and their professors. It is the most meaningful relationship one can ever have. Your professors have served as mentors, as coaches, as advisors, or as my son would say, as nags. We nag you because we love you. We care about you both as a student and as a person, helping to pave the way for personal growth and future success. As someone who likes to study Twain, I'm reminded of something he once told a young woman at her graduation. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that. But the really great make you feel that you too can become great. In all of you, I sense, I feel, I can see the greatness that lies within. You have the tools and you have the heart to do great work. Remember your families, remember your communities. Your responsibility now is to take your talent and invest everything you have in the community and the world around you. Congratulations and enjoy this special day. It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Arthur E. Landi, class of 1974. I won't point out how many decades that is before the time that you were born. Art is an entrepreneur par none. Marketing, product design expert with 45 years of experience in the retail point of purchase industry in the United States and around the world. A Brooklyn native, he is the son of first-generation Italian immigrants. He was the first in his family to earn a degree, earning a Bachelor of Science degree in industrial design. He currently serves as executive board member and chief product strategist of Array Marketing, a worldwide design and manufacturing firm with facilities in North America, Europe, and Asia. Art doesn't only give of himself, but he also likes to pay it forward, and he has employed generations of University of Bridgeport students in his firms. So I'm just saying afterwards, graduates, you might want to go up and, have a little chat. Art is a recipient of the University of Bridgeport's Distinguished Alumni Award, and he serves on the Board of Trustees. He is deeply committed to his work with organizations such as Backcountry Jazz and the Boy Scouts of America. Please join me in welcoming Art to the podium to deliver his remarks.
So thank you for having me here today. It's an honor and a pleasure. Before we begin, I'd like to thank President Trombley, Provost Healy, Dean M., Dean Papp, Dean Soap, trustees, faculty, administrators, alumni, but most of all, soon-to-be graduates of the University of Bridgeport and their families. When I was asked to be today's speaker, I was truly flattered. And since I was a student here myself, I thought I might prepare for this as a student would in writing a final term paper. So last night I sat down and started working on what I thought you might like to hear today. I get it. I graduated from here, and I certainly know what it's like to have the whole semester due tomorrow. So I was a freshman here 50 years ago. It was 1969. In the summer of July, Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon. In August, Woodstock happened. In September, Art Landi checked into Brunel Hall across the street and started classes at UB. In October, the Mets, one of the worst teams in the history of baseball, won the World Series. We would say, if they can do the impossible, so can we. That semester in real time was now exactly 50 years ago from this 2019 first semester. Some people have said to me, Wow, you're speaking 50 years later, a half a century. It must be karma. I'm not good at karma. I know it's exactly 50 years because I know I can do arithmetic. I can qualify this by the fact that I also had my 50th high school reunion this year, and I also took calculus and physics. I took public speaking that first semester, and I guess we're going to find out how well I did or not. One assignment we had was to do an informative speech. I did mine informing my classmates on the 32 types of chicken you can have in Marina Dining Hall. To qualify this, I did my research and I calculated that in just 1 week you can have chicken wings, chicken soup, baked chicken, fried chicken, barbecue chicken, chicken parmesan, chicken stroganoff, chicken pot pie, and the list goes on. Well, why do I remember this? Because everyone in class liked it, and they all remembered it. They'd say, "Who's that guy who did the chicken speech?" Or, "There is that guy who did the chicken speech." So this was the beginning of change for me. I was a quiet person, and I was now breaking out of my shell. I came from an immigrant family, and we didn't talk much in public. On a more serious note, we also studied public speaking techniques, including Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech. I also gained some fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants speaking expertise by working at the radio station. I was an engineer running and maintaining the equipment. It was easy. I was behind the scenes, incognito, having fun. Until one night, the newscaster didn't show up. The DJ asked me if I ever did the news. I said no. He said, "Well, you're doing it now." I went over to the UPI, the United Press International ticker tape machine, and I retrieved my first headline story. Yes, ticker tape, not the internet. Coretta Scott King will be speaking at the University of Bridgeport, January 1970. This was a worldwide event. Ironic, maybe karma, probably karma. Arithmetic doesn't work here. Another night, the DJ didn't show up, so guess what? I was asked another question: did you ever DJ? No. Well, anyway, this was prime time, 8:04 p.m. I had to fly by the seat of my pants, and this is how it went. 8:04 in the city, this is WPKN, 89.5 FM on your radio dial, the Purple Knights Network, University of Bridgeport. I made it up. I thought it sounded good. So again, I was changing, but this time I had a larger audience, anyone with an FM radio. So back to classes. I had a plan then: electrical or mechanical engineering. And really nothing else except to experience college, graduate, and get a job. So let me tell you what really happened. I enjoyed engineering and everything it offered, especially the 5-credit physics and the 4-credit calculus courses I had to take together in both of my first 2 semesters. I realized then that 5-credit courses were designed for maximum efficiency, to give you the ability to do 3 semesters' work in 15 minutes. So, just a quick question. Has everyone been to the new bowling alley? Yes? Okay. Well, back then, we had a requirement to take a minimum of 1 credit of phys ed to graduate. Each semester was 1/4 of a credit, and that was separated into 2 sports activities. One semester, I took bowling and volleyball. So not only have I bowled in the infamous Student Center bowling alley, I also have 1/8 of a credit in bowling from the University of Bridgeport. So back to change. Everyone changes in some way. You did it, and I did it when we went off to college. You might have changed your roommate, changed your major, changed your mode of transportation, changed your boyfriend, changed your girlfriend, changed the color of your hair, or even changed what chicken you prefer in Marina Dining Hall. For me, there was one big change coming. I was home on spring break, and I went to one of my younger brother's scouting events. One of the new leaders was a man by the name of Neville Lewis, an industrial designer. I met him, and he wasted no time in telling me this. I understand you're going to the University of Bridgeport. Do you know they have one of the finest industrial design programs in the country? I told him I did hear that, but I wasn't familiar with it. We later met, and he told me about my profession. You see, back then, ID was a relatively new profession. Very few people knew exactly what industrial designers did. I found out that day. It sounded very interesting to me. He gave me some copies of Industrial Design magazine, and I went off on my way. I still have those magazines. It's a good remember of the past. I brought a couple here today to give me some inspiration. Maybe karma, I don't know. So I made the big decision. I changed my major. Engineering was great. I really enjoyed it, but industrial design seemed more suited to what I really wanted to do. It was an easy change for me. At the time, industrial design was in the College of Engineering. I also brought my commencement program. I'm in there. I actually did graduate. The paths to change then started to happen. I was the first in my family to attend college. My parents and grandparents made this a priority. They told me I should be the first to get a degree, but unfortunately, they couldn't give me any financial help. But I did receive plenty of other support, but unfortunately, no money. When I was 12, I was told to start thinking about how I was going to pay for this. So I got a paper route. Some people asked me what I was going to do with the money. I innocently told them I was saving for college, and every week they gave me extra tips. I did end up paying my own way, and how I did that's another story, but summer jobs, long hours, part-time jobs in school, and student loans paid a big part. There were no scholarships or grants for me. Those things were in short supply. ID was hard, and projects were time-consuming, long hours. Books and supplies were also very expensive. It was hard, sometimes daunting, and quite honestly, I almost gave up. One of my professors, Don McIntyre, noticed that something wasn't quite right. So I told him what was going on. We took a walk down University Avenue. We talked. He offered his advice, and most of all, he gave me the encouragement and said, don't give up. He also gave me some individual instruction in design techniques so I could keep up. I can honestly say, from the bottom of my heart, that if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be all what I am now. And I wouldn't be standing here talking to you today. He was selfless in helping young people achieve their goal. I will never forget it, and when I can, I try to do the same. Don is a UB alumni. He gets it. He's a role model, and when I can, I try to be him. I graduated. Not at the top of my class, didn't matter. I learned a lot, and I was ready to go. So now comes graduation. May 1974. I had all kinds of plans. I was going to design medical products, start working in a design office, and eventually have my own practice. So now let me tell you what really happened and what changed. I look back now, and quite honestly, I said to myself, if I couldn't predict what was going to happen to me during my years as a student, why would I ever think that I could do it at graduation, the beginning of the rest of my life? I don't know. My first experience in changing this plan that I had was that at my final presentation to the ID faculty, Bob Redmond, the department chairman, asked me what I was going to do after graduation. So I told him, and I told him the story that I just told you. He said to me, "You're not doing any of that. You're going to be a problem solver." The fact was, he was right. And the reality is, we're all problem solvers. You, me, everyone else. We just concentrate on different problems. According to latest statistics, your generation will have the largest population to live close to or over 100 years of age. That's approximately 75 years, another 3/4 of a century. During that time, there will be plenty of problems to solve, and plenty more that need a better solution. I can't tell you what they are or what to do. You'll figure that out as you go along. So take what you know and who you are and be a problem solver and an advocate for change. And make whatever it is that needs to happen really happen. You know, some people watch things happen, some people make things happen, and some people say, "What happened?" You all get it. I don't need to explain it. Be confident and be prepared. I had my first interview, the Eureka Company, better known as Eureka Vacuum Cleaners. They conducted interviews on campus, and I was one of those interviewed. It was my first ever interview. Shortly after that, I received a letter, no emails back then, asking me to come out to Bloomington, Illinois for a second interview. I accepted it. They sent me an airline ticket, first class. I was never on an airplane. It was a 2-day process with an overnight stay. On the first day of interviews, Sam Hohulin, the Director of Industrial Design, and I had dinner at the hotel. For a few hours, we discussed product design and work in general. I had filet mignon for dinner, and the next morning, breakfast in the dining room, and it was all free. This was all new to me. The only time I ever had dinner and breakfast out on consecutive days was in Marina Dining Hall. And that was rare because I hardly ever made it to breakfast, and it wasn't free. So I was back to Eureka the next day for the interviews, and I found out that Sam went to the University of Illinois, and that he heard good things about UB and he wanted to hire someone from here. During that time, during the time between the interview and the acceptance letter, I had continued my job hunt because I had no other office to date. I saw an ad in the New York Times. Industrial designer, wood, metal, plastics, minimum 3 years experience. I had no experience, but I knew what wood, metal, and plastic were. I asked for an appointment with the employment agency. He convinced the employer to interview me. I showed up on a Thursday afternoon, had the interview, and was told that my work was good, but I had no experience, and besides, they hired someone with experience earlier that day. I said to myself, okay, good try, we'll move on. Next morning, I received a call from the owner. I changed my mind. The job is yours if you want it. I said, I'll take it. When can you start? I said, in the near future. He said, how about Monday morning? I said, okay, I'll be there. I asked what the salary was. $10,500, he said. Okay, I said. I asked for $12,000, but I took less to get started. By the way, those weren't bad starting salaries back then. I then heard from Eureka I was offered the job, and I had to let them know that I already accepted another offer, and I was sorry that I had to decline. The job I did take was with a company called Display Producers, Designers, Manufacturers, Purchase Displays. I figured I'd do it for a year or so and then set out to do other things. Something happened. Because of my training here, I started to do projects differently than everyone else, which was a change for them. The business started growing quickly, and 6 years later, I ended up owning the company. How I did that, that's another story. But the moral of this is that anything can happen, and it's usually something different than you expect. Just make sure that when it does happen, you're prepared, and most important, you know what you're doing. How do you know what to do? It's different for everyone. When it happens to you, you'll figure it out. And if you need help, call me. Some people say when things happen, it's all luck. I don't believe in luck, and neither should you. If anything, luck is when opportunity and hard work cross paths. And be flexible and willing to deal with change. When I visited Neville Lewis, and we talked about a career in industrial design, he told me 3 things. I'll be doing something new every day, I'll always enjoy what I do, and I'll be very comfortable, I'll make a very comfortable living, but probably not be wealthy. Early on, I realized that the financial reward came not only from the success of the design, but also the profit associated with each unit coming off the assembly line. So that was my goal, design and manufacturing. So when I see Neville and we're kidding around, I remind him what he told me, and I told him he was right, 2 out of 3. I didn't choose this career for the money. I chose it because I like what I do. And that's good, because I like what I do every day, and I only get paid once a year after I review the profit and loss statement. I was also fortunate to have a business model that allowed me to help many other people achieve their own goals. If I had to pick the one most important thing that came out of all this, that would be it. Say hello to the people sitting next to you, because someday you might be helping each other to achieve your goals. Now we get to the classic discussion point in all commencement speeches. Work hard. You all know what hard work is. You've all done it to get this far. But just in case, hard work is what you need to achieve your goal, and then a little more. It's all relative. I recognized this when one day my son gave me a birthday card. It was monochromatic, white and gray, with the impression of footprints. I opened it. It said, "Dear Dad, congratulations on the day that you had to walk 5 miles barefoot uphill in the snow to get born." Like I said, it's all relative. So learn from your mistakes. It's good to fail occasionally. It gives perspective and makes your success better and more rewarding. Sometimes you win by losing, by using a failed idea to accomplish something else. I call these successful failures. And the only people who have never done anything, who have never failed, are the people who have never done anything. Don't let anyone tell you it can't be done. If you think it can be done, then do it. I'll let you in on a secret. If you want to push one of my buttons, tell me it can't be done. Be a teacher, not a lecturer. Except for being in a leadership position, most people are not interested in your opinion unless they ask you or engage you in conversation. Give back. Help somebody out. You'll feel good about it. You can't go wrong by doing what's right. If you don't know what to do, do that. Enjoy life. Life isn't a competition, it's a process. Life is good. Sometimes it doesn't seem that way, but all in all, it's good. There'll be hard times ahead of you, and some of those times will be harder than others. This happens to everyone. Get used to it. But in general, things are never as bad as you think they are, and things are never as good as you think they are. Whether you think things are just terrible or you think things are hunky-dory, they aren't. It's usually somewhere in the middle. So do yourself a favor. Prepare yourself for both and enjoy life. Life is good. If that weren't so, people my age wouldn't be trying so hard to delay our impending demise. Be credible. If you're going to get people's attention, it's important that you really know what you're talking about. If you don't, people will lose confidence in you and you'll lose them. Remember this. Smart people know half of what they hear is true. Really smart people know which half. So find out. I hope I didn't give you any exact direction on what to do or how to do it, but rather something to think about so you can formulate your own path. I mentioned you can't go wrong by doing what's right. So if you take all you have learned and all you've experienced and apply yourself, you'll find out what's right for you. One thing for sure, things will change and you'll adapt. And things will change again and you'll adapt again. You'll take all you've learned and experienced and apply yourself to find the right solution for the problem at hand. The process doesn't stop. It makes us who we are. Thank you for having me. I hope I did a good job for you. Good luck and much success to the UB graduating class 2019.
Thank you for your remarks, Art, and for all that you do on behalf of the University of Bridgeport, and most particularly everything that you have done on behalf of our students. And for our graduates here today, keep in mind when Art makes you an offer, he means it. I now invite Provost Stephen Haley to the podium to present the degree candidates.
Will the candidates for degree conferral please rise and remain standing?
That's you.
When the provost says something, he means it too. President Trombley, on behalf of the faculty of the University of Bridgeport, I hereby confirm that each of the candidates standing before you has completed his or her degree requirements for their respective academic programs.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty to the Board of Trustees and by the authority vested in me by the Board and the Office of Higher Education of the State of Connecticut, I confer upon you the degree appropriate to the program of study that you have completed, and with all of the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. In token of which I shall present you with your diploma and grant you the right to wear the hood appropriate to your degree.
Please be seated. We will now commence with the awarding of the degrees. Graduates, please remain seated until the faculty serving as assistant marshals indicate that you should come forward to receive your diplomas. The diplomas will be presented in alphabetical order by college. First, the College of Arts and Sciences, then the College of Business, Engineering, and Education, and concluding with the College of Health Sciences. We ask that all graduates remain seated for the duration of the ceremony. I now invite Dean Manuel M. of the College of Arts and Sciences to come forward.
President Trombley, the graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences are ready to receive their diplomas.
Sophia Anderson. Angela Anderson. Nicolette Anderson. Evelyn Anderson. Better get these cards or something. All right. Carlos Aguayas. There we go. Thank you. Kunal Basra. Jasmine Kyrie Bates. Sorry. Unmila Bogunovich. Abigail Blanchard. Katisha Brown. Alana Campbell. Carissa Campos. Carla Castillo. Morgan Caution. Yishan Chen. Mildred Crenshaw Daniels. Natalie Espinal. Okay, okay. We can do this. Hong Fang. Hong Fang. Jessica Van Slick. Rudolph Gardieri. Martha Gonzalez. Excuse me, Mirtha Gonzalez. Maria Guzman. Jonah George? Oh, nice. All right. Marcos Hamilton. Michelle Hayes. Jingliang Huang. Yuchen Li. Wow. Oh. Cheat sheet. Bryant Yumipanta. Giris Lopez. Jessica Ma Deer. That's great. Dana Mangum. Karina Marsan. Whoa. Jonathan Minkler. Priscilla Moderno Silva. Michelle Page. Azaria Platts. Takina Pollock Schaefer. Yasmin Morales. Areti Rana Magar. Mary Lee Gerardi Ricci. Ebony Santana. Yesenia Roman. And Ndai Sam. Digna Sarmiento. Chanbuto Serik. Dalisha Pinto. Tongfai Shi. Antoinette Stevens. John Taylor. Elisa Violette. Samnel Georgette Sersu Vonleh. Ruyo Wei. Brandon Whitfield. Carlene Williams. Ward Willis. Sorry. Dapeng Zheng. Dajong Su Moon. Jungsu.
I now invite Dean Tarek Sob of the College of Engineering, Business, and Education to please come forward.
President Trombley, the graduates of the College of Engineering, Business, and Education are ready to receive their diplomas.
Maybe not. Come on up, Reem. Reem Alatas. Abdullah Al-Jahrani. You're too shy. You have to- Faisal Al-Ghafali. Sally Ann Augustine. Clive Baker. Ashish Batare. Ann Bickle. Nazir Boss. Stacy Joe Brown. Aaron Bullivant. Mary Elizabeth Clune Shaw. Jomel Collins. Rebecca Corbin. These guys are too shy. Justin Cortez. Jasmine Cruz. Casey Cummings. Fei Shay Tan Dania. See if you could do that. Jin Dong. Yanetsi Diaz. Jennifer Dunnitz. George Estefan. Yushin Fong. Julin Fu. Alexander Gunterman. Khalid Mohammed Hania. Wayne R. Hayes. Nikichi Ilan. Humaira Islam. Lakshmi James. Tabor Jones. Manish Katawada. Sakina Malakai. Barbara Martins. Robin Mita. Rafka Merciless. Armel Gaju. Mohammed Al-Bogami. Shawan Zheng. Badr Althaban. Lijing Shen. Melba Riley Robinson. Amanda Ocasio. Kartik Patel. Don't be shy. Angelica Poniros. Somya Papaganti. Attila Poznan. Jason Rago. Rajput Kajal. Sandra Ramsey. Brian Rosado Delgado. Antonio Russo. Suthari Ung. Anisha Vadapali. Mohammed Salman Vahora. Eric Vanerde Rosa. Edward Velez. Luis Vargas. Lucas Wetherall. Shunyang Yan. Shuru Sun. Srikanth Dabiru.
That's right, I'm back. Don't be shy.
And now recognize Professor White.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
I now invite Dean Carroll Papp, College of Health Sciences, to please come forward.
President Trombley, the graduates of the College of Health Sciences are ready to receive their diplomas.
Excellent. Yes, son, An. Melissa Buzan. Anne-Marie Sabin Latzo. Adrian Ouellette. Tammy Piccolo. Magdalena Rosado. Rie Seguri. Jenny Velez. Kimon Walker.
Graduates, will you please rise and remain standing? To the parents and relatives, you now have had an experience that I have yet to have in my life. In June of this year, my son will finally graduate from college, and I can't wait to join your group. Graduates, your success as represented today is due, in large measure, to those who love you, who care for you, who support you. And this is your opportunity now to thank your loved ones here today. So thank them. Say you love them. Go ahead. Take a few minutes. There you go. Well done. Well done. Now, graduates, commencement, like other academic ceremonies, is steeped in tradition and in symbolism. That is why you wear the regalia today. And I now invite you to make the official transition from student to alumni. Graduates, please move the tassel on your mortarboards from the right to the left. So congratulations to all of you, our graduates, the University of Bridgeport Class 2019. To conclude our ceremony today, I ask everyone to join with the graduates as we sing the alma mater. The words are printed in your program. Please rise while we sing.